What is it, Saturday? 24 September 2022, Ohiopyle State Park, Main Falls. This is the little rock ledge area right along the river shore. We're gonna see if we can get up to the shiny red rock. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I don't like to risk it and jump over there when it's not a good time to get back if you get over there. It's right over there. The other interesting thing right here is the, I call it the little tree in the middle of the river. That little tree right ahead, straight ahead right there, that's been heavily beat up over the years. Where we're standing is all underwater when the river gets up to 10 feet. And then that little tree in the middle of the river, which is all beat up, that is the only thing you can see, and it's all water, all here. I got other videos of the little tree in the middle of the river that shows it sticking there above the river. That's when it earns its name of being the little tree in the middle of the river. We're now going to go over to where there's a nice little fossil, which is along the Ferncliff Trail, which is up along the tree line there. That's where the Ferncliff Trail is. There's a fossil that points to the little tree in the middle of the river. We're going to go there next. This is a famous rock. If you do go to the visitor center here at Ohiopyle, be sure to ask Barbara Wallace, what does this mean? This means something, this big rock here. I believe it's just leftover red rock, which the whole plateau is made out of. Back over there's the visitor center. And Barbara Wallace is the local expert. You can see her face on YouTube. She's the one who speaks in the YouTube video on Ohiopyle, made about 30 years ago. There's the little tree in the middle of the river right there. Here's this red boulder here, which I think is just left over of the same rock that that rock plateau is made of. And this all just basically has been eroded down. If you go to the visitor center, they explain all the different layers of rock here. This is called, I don't know, either red or brown sandstone, Portmouth or something. I don't know, it's got some kind of name. There's the little tree in the middle of the river right there. Usually you can't even stand where I'm standing. This is all underwater. I think I've been over to the little tree in the middle of the river about 3 times. I don't like to get my feet wet. I have about 50 videos of the little tree in the middle of the river here. It definitely needs to get some sort of a award. I believe it's the tree which has lasted the longest. And it's got a massive base. It's probably about 18 inches, 20 inches at the base down there. You can see all the different efforts of that tree to grow. It gets beat up year in, year out. Shoots up shoots and they get knocked over. The river is really punishing that tree, but it's got such a large base. It's not been killed yet, so who knows how long it'll last. Something that people 50 years from now can comment on and say, oh yeah, there's that little tree in the middle of the river that's talked about in these earlier videos. Highly recommend going to the visitor center, going to that area that juts out over the water. On the back panel wall is this big wall video that explains the whole history in geological terms of the park. and it shows a really good, really worth watching. And as you understand the park more and more, coming back over the years, that video really gives you like a long-term context and orientation to everything that's going on over here in this whole Ferncliff Peninsula. Okay, so we're gonna go see if we can find that fossil, which points to the little tree in the middle of the river, so that even on high water days, as you're hiking on this Ferncliff Trail over here, you'll be able to spot. Well, it's just kind of an interesting fossil to look at anyways. Yeah, there is some snake skin. Okay, I think the fossil's right here. Hardly anybody ever sees this fossil. Took me years to spot it. And here it is. It's the slot fossil. Usually gets covered with stuff, but as you can see, it's like a fossilized branch. And it points out right almost to the little tree in the middle of the river right there. Here's the slot fossil. This is the Ferncliff Trail. Main Falls and the visitor center is over there. That's upriver. Ohiopyle City's right over there. The main tourist parking lot's right over there. So even a totally older, not really a hiker person, could walk from that parking lot, get on that rails to trails bridge, which is an old railroad trail, railroad tracks, go across, drop down, come along the Ferncliff Trail to right here, and be sure to spot and stop here at the slot fossil, which is pointing to the little tree in the middle of the river here at Ohiopyle State Park.